Hello friends, good morning. Today we are going to learn something about DC-DC converter and especially about flyback converter. So DC-DC converters. DC power is required at the different level, or we can say at different voltage levels. Unregulated DC voltage to regulated DC voltage. It is used for unregulated DC voltage to convert it into regulated or variable DC voltage. What is its functions? To reduce AC voltage ripple on DC output voltage, and also it protects supply system and input source. There are three types of DC-DC converter. Buck converter, which is also called as step down converter. Boost converter, which is also called as step up converter, and buck boost converter, which also steps up and also steps down the voltage. But all of these three are non-isolated converters, and which is its limitation. So input and output not greatly different. As mentioned, there is no isolation between input and output. So and no multiple output capability. So to overcome all these disadvantages, we have a flyback converter, which is an isolated converter. It can give significantly different outputs with a single input. That means we have multiple outputs. It is actually very popular up to 300 watts. Now we will understand its principle. Here we can say a DC source connected to an inductor. Then its output voltage is given by V0 equals to D upon 1 minus D into VDC into N2 by N1. Here D is duty ratio, VDC is input DC voltage. Next, its operation. Now when DC supply is given, due to diode D, so when this switch S is on, this inductor gets charged and flux increases linearly. This C supplies the power to the load. So V across N1, this N1 is given by VDC, and V in secondary, that is N2, is given by VDC into N2 by N1. When S is off, phi in the core must be continuous. To keep this continuous, I2 will flow in secondary such a way direction of phi due to I1 is same. Next, I2 enters this dot in secondary. Stored energy in this inductor is transferred to the load. I2 may not become 0. So phi is continuous and unidirectional. So simple advantages of this flyback converters are simplest isolated topology. As we explained earlier, flyback converter is an isolated converter. Input and output grounds are isolated. Least number of power components, that is 4. Multiple outputs are possible. So here we can see that if we connect same kind of circuit over here, then we can have number of outputs. Does not need a separate output inductor, as it is needed in the buck boost and boost converter. Disadvantages are high output ripple current, high input ripple current, and high voltage and current stress. Applications where it is used: in low cost multiple output power supplies, low power switch mode power supplies, nothing but SMPS. It has a better regulation. High voltage is also possible. So this is all about flyback converter. Thank you.